This next one, stem plots, or stem and leaf plots. What I put here at the top of the notes are Hank Aaron's home runs by years. Now, they weren't on your original notes, but if you looked at the key here, you see a list of numbers. Starts with 13, goes over to 24, and then continues down here all the way up to 20. So his first year, second year, third year, fourth year in Major League Baseball, those are the numbers of home runs that he hit. So what we want to do is take these numbers and put them into a stem and leaf plot. Now, stem and leaf plots show a shape, center, and spread of the data. It's a pretty good look at the data. You know, it's hitting 3 of our 4 socks right there. The S, the C, and the third S. Now, outliers, we might have to actually compute those, but with the outliers present here, we may be able to see it in the stem and leaf plot. So step 1 to make one of these, separate each observation into a stem consisting of all but the rightmost digit and a leaf, the final digit. So it'd be stem, leaf, stem, leaf, stem, leaf, and so on. So the stems go in the left column. So let's look at this one first without splitting the stems. These two are 2 separate ones. So we'll look at this one first. So our stems, what's the smallest number on the left? We have 1. And the highest number on the left is a 4. So our stems are going to be the ones in the 10s, 20s, 30s, and 40s. Then the leaves are the final digit. So what we're going to do is we're going to order them from smallest to greatest. So there's only one that starts with 1, that's 13. So I put the 3 here, and then I'll cross that off because I've used it. You don't want to reuse them. And in the 20s, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the 20s. So I take the smallest one, 20. I put the 0 there to represent 20. 24, and then 26, 27, 29. So these 5 numbers represent 20, 24, 26, 27, and 29. Then we do the same thing for the ones in the 30s. So from this table above of this data, there's a 30, a 32, a 34, another 34, a 38, and 2 39s. And you just kind of line these up so the 3rd, 4th, 5th data parts are over each other. And then for the 40s, there's 2 for 40, there's 4 44s, a 45, and a 47. So this would be a stem and leaf plot with just keeping the stems in the 10s, 20s, 30s, and 40s. Not only gives us 4, it really doesn't give us that great a shape look to it. So if we split the stems, what we're going to do is we're going to split the 10s, 20s, 30s, and 40s into 10 through 14, 15 through 19, which there isn't any, 20 through 24, 25 through 29, 30 through 34, 35 through 39, 40 through 44, and 45 through 49. So it's splitting the stems in half. You could also split it, into 40 and 41, 42 and 43 if you had a whole lot of data. So I split all of these in half. This is the only one, 13, that came between 10 and 13. There's nothing between 15 and 19, so you could leave that out, or you could leave a space there with a 1 and nothing here. 20 through 24, there's 2 of them. 25 through 29, there's 3. 30 through 34, there's 4. 35 through 39, there's 3. 40 through 44, there's 6 of them. And then 45 through 49, there are 2. So this would be our split stems. You split the stems, the second digits from 0 to 4, and then from 5 to 9. That's how we split them in half there. The next piece is histograms. Histograms we also use for quantitative value. It's the most common graph of the distribution of one quantitative value. So to make this, we divide the range of the data into classes of equal width. You want these rectangles to be equal width. Count the number of observations in each class. Then it says label and scale your axes and title your graph. So I have a little break here because I had nothing from 0 to 100. I didn't want to make the graph extra long. So you can put a break in there. So I have 100 to 110, 110 to 120, 120 to 130, to 140, to 150. So they're all 10 apart, equal width. And then I have number of dynamite players. So this is just a histogram of the number of dynamite players within these weight intervals. Let's say, here's our data. Here's a table of data that I'm giving to you. The category is those players from 100 up to 109. So it's from 100 up to, but not including that weight right there. There was only one player there in that group. There was two players between 110 and 119, two players between 120 and 129, three between 130 and 139, and one big guy between 140 and 140. So this would be a histogram. These are how many of them there are within this interval of weight in this case.